Hi, Mark. I was trying to rack my brain as far as the final assignment was concerned, what I thought was useful, and I figured that this video was about as useful as I could come up with. What I've done is I went through my first 3 days of notes. I took fairly extensive notes here, and I've gone through and highlighted the things in red that I want to share with my district, share with our members as far as issues I want to look into, and basically I just figured I'd discuss these issues with you, just to point out what my plan was. So for day one here, in my notes I noticed that jump steps are bad, and yeah, whatever, Google Earth. We have these in our contract where you'll go from 50,000 to 53.5, and there are these huge jumps. And there's some years that you almost take you actually do take a pay freeze, where I'm at 53.5 then for the next 2 years. And so the first year you observe a nice raise, but then after that you're stuck. The next thing that we look to negotiate here were in service days. It's just, they're terrible. I mean, they give us these BS, excuse my language please, days where you're just wasting full days. The whole staff shows up and they say, are you kidding me? I didn't get anything out of this, and yada yada yada. And they really are quite useless in my opinion, and many of the members' opinion as well. And so with this, we could maybe look at something where it's, hey, could we look at bringing in something from the IU or the union? There's a couple that I have here, the 11 deadly sins they mentioned, bullying, whatnot, things like that would be more beneficial. So at least if we're there stuck all day long suffering, you take something from it. Next, dues checkoff. That's one that they brought up, and we do have that, where it's a direct withdrawal from your paycheck each pay period for your dues. They mentioned cases where if union members have to collect dues from union members, it almost sets a tone where they just don't want to do it, because, for example, I don't feel comfortable taking money from my friends and my colleagues, and it drops enrollment. And so that's something that we hope to keep in place, and we're not going to negotiate that away. Fair share, we already have it, and we won't give that one up, basically. And as I say in my notes here, if you're spending $650 versus $0, most people aren't going to spend that. The administration might look at fair share as a way to break the union, if you will, where they just weaken you, because if non-union members don't have to pay $650, it's $650 a year versus $0. They'll opt out for $0. Sabbatical leave for travel, increased bereavement for grandparents. We do not have any bereavement in our contract for grandchildren, and so if your grandson or daughter dies, that's not included. That's definitely something that we could look to add in the negotiations. Past practices, that's silly, and I'll refer to this in my other notes because it keeps coming up over and over and over again, where if you already have it, why would you bargain it away? So basically, if you already have it, you would not offer that up to give it away or to even bring it up in conversation. It's silly. Next one here, let them know what you're going to get, what you want. And so with that, it's just the mentality. I'm not taking this from you. No matter what we offer, we're going to get it. We're willing to wait for it. And so you kind of take that hard-nosed approach, which is something that I knew had to happen, but it was definitely brought to light during the course of this week. When you talk about a member, it's a bargaining unit member, not tenured, untenured, full-time, part-time. And what a bargaining unit member would be anyone. And so it's a broader umbrella, if you will, when you talk about your union. And with that being said, it's if you're not tenured, or you're still a bargaining member, even if you are not tenured. And so as soon as you exclude certain groups, then clearly they're excluded from the contract, from benefits, from privileges, if you will, and things of that nature. So that's more of a language issue than anything. Use your UNICEF reps would be next, and why not? They're there. The right team. This is one that we really need to work on in our local, because it's all volunteers, and it's, oh, Joe's a nice guy, and he's so friendly, and everyone likes him, but he's dumb. Well, if Joe's dumb, to be blunt about the whole thing, he's not helping the cause. We are here to negotiate a contract to get things done for the greater good. And even though everyone likes Joe, well, if he says the wrong thing and just wants to roll over and concede, then Joe's not helping us. And so we really need to consider that for our local. Data, surveys, discussions, yada, yada, yada. We really need to just collect information from the members. What do you want? This will be used as leverage to justify why we deserve things. And so when you throw a proposal on the table, you can say, this is why we want it. We're professionals. We feel as if, in our humble opinion, well, maybe not humble, I shouldn't say humble, I'm a negotiator. I'm supposed to go in and kick some butt, but in our opinion, this is why we want this. The data, you also give it to the members. And so they say, hey, why did this not happen? Or why did you concede on that point, but you got the next one? Well, the feedback and the open lines of communication are very important so that all members feel as if they're equally represented. Once again, here I mentioned this, you put something at the bargaining table. Why? Just need justification. And so that right there would be my first day of notes.